it's quite cold here in Davos, thick layer of snow, but the geopolitical tensions at all-time high. US President Donald Trump will be addressing the World Economic Forum here in Davos.
We're almost midway through the World Economic Forum. There were protests that took place just a couple of days ago, anti-WEF and also anti-Trump protests. These protests could build up further once Donald Trump arrives.
On day 3 of the World Economic Forum, there is a very important session called Can India Become the Third Largest Economy?
Well, on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum 2026, WION's correspondent Dharamjot Kaur speaks with Nicole Rycroft, who is the founder and executive director of Canopy, a company that's partnering with major brands to combat climate change by transforming supply chains, stopping ancient forest destruction for products like textiles and packaging.
We're here at the World Economic Forum 2026 in Davos, and with me is Nicole Rycroft, founder and CEO, director of Canopy. And we're going to talk about a lot of things concerning sustainability, concerning the climate, all issues that have recently become very, very contentious, again, if I may say so. But my first question to you, Nicole, is where is the future headed with respect to your area of expertise for the entire world?
Right. So I head up Canopy is a solutions-driven not-for-profit organization, and we work to protect forest ecosystems around the world, and with that, communities, livelihoods, our climate, by transforming the materials supply chains that currently drive deforestation and forest degradation. And we work with more than 1,000 brands to move away from sourcing from high carbon, high biodiversity value forests to lower carbon, more circular alternatives, things that we call next generation solutions. And what we've seen is that there's been a real shift from this kind of sourcing, circularity and next gen being a sustainability initiative to it actually being a core business priority, a resiliency strategy. As take, make, waste production systems, these kind of historic, linear production systems become increasingly volatile and prone to disruption as the climate crisis starts to intensify forest fires, increase the number of floods that are happening.
You did mention that you're working with so many clients and brands, and from what I've seen, it ranges from fast fashion to high-end couture.
Yes.
But my question here is, we've seen a bit of a shift in terms of how climate crisis is perceived, especially in the United States now.
Yes.
Do you think that's going to have a bit of an impact with respect to the work that you're doing? And if so, what could that impact potentially be?
That's a really great question, because definitely there's a lot of noise. Like geopolitically, it's a very, let's say, turbulent, kind of dynamic time. But what we're seeing with brands and with investors is that there's a recognition that building resiliency into their supply chains is building resiliency into their business models. And so be they brand partners that we work with in Europe, like H&M and Inditex Zara, or in the luxury space like Stella McCartney, or be they US-based brands or Southeast Asian and Indian-based brands, sustainability and resiliency are now hand in hand, and that is a priority. Now, maybe brands aren't talking about it quite as much as they used to, but they're still behind the scenes doing the work.